we have somebody yelling. Wonder, sometimes people use drugs around here and it's not a pretty sight. But we are back, and yeah, we'll see. Maybe I'll meet this person screaming through the neighborhood. We'll get some of it on YouTube. But anyways, long story short is I got about 45 minutes. I'm gonna try to get some of the panel van to the next step of, well, we got a list here. Part of this that's nice about going live is the fact that then it's like, man, I don't know, maybe he's still yelling. But we get a little bit of company in the fact of doing this project. Well, I get company, so I appreciate you guys, and accountability. So hopefully, that guy was mad. I wonder if he's, well, anyways. So anyways, we'll see what's happening here. Put my hair back so it's not blowing in my face the whole time. All right. And then everybody has something to make fun of. But here's a list. What needs to be done: brakes, engine degreaser, tires, oil change, speedo. I don't think that's anybody I know. Okay, so we're gonna light up a stogie. So do the flooring, do the brakes. I really need to bust this wheel off so that I can see what's going on the front, because I hear what sounds like the pads are shot. So I hope I'm not tearing up my caliper too bad, but we're gonna check that out here in a minute. And oh. All right. Normally the cigar is going, then things are happening. Okay, let's turn the chat on. Chat is on. All right. So whoever's watching, here's the list of what we're gonna try and do today. Well, part of it. The other part of what I want to do is go back here and get all of this. Basically trying to pull out the shelf. So we have little bolts up there holding these on. So we'll stand to the side. Or find a better spot for holding the phone. All right, so how snug are these things is the question. What was Justice using? We have some massive wrenches here. Maybe even loose enough for the little guy. Oh, here we go. Let's see which has more room on it. Oh, that's tight. Tighter than I would have expected for a wheel. sneaky little vine. Okay, that's not going to do it. It's better about having the benches here, because you can definitely spread your stuff out. Except for, where did my son put the... Oh, he said he lost the ratchet, or he couldn't get the ratchet out. Question is, do we believe that that's the case? No, of course not. Mind your way. Thought I was in my neighbor's way. Okay. Bring you guys over here. Needs to go up as well. Apparently not going up. All right, so next we will bend it out of the way. Possibly. Like, why do I have, like, okay, it works. It just wasn't going on from that angle. I don't know if I've used this socket. Maybe slightly. Oh, what's up, Eric? How are you doing? I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself? I'm pulling parts out of my panel van. I finally got the panel van. Actually, it's running. I don't know if you've seen that. And enjoying a cigar. I guess carpentry, why not? Got to keep it interesting, right? Here, check out the rest of this thing. I don't know if you were on, but we've used this a couple times for camping, so it has like some leftover stuff, a little futon, And then we pulled some shelves out, but it was an old sprinkler truck, so it's got some interesting little nooks and crannies, which are kind of actually really handy, but kind of ugly. So we're gonna pull it out and try to class it up, unless somebody comes and buys it before that happens. But it needs a couple things. Needs a couple things first. So this thing was actually super sturdy. I don't know what he had sitting on it. Oh, you haven't seen it? Well, you want to see the outside? I'll show you real quick. Yeah, it's actually pretty cool, man. And so I'm basically gonna give my Raptor back to the bank because it's very expensive and I don't feel right driving it if I can't afford it. So here's my list. At least that's the beginning of the list. Yeah, it's not bad though. How about yourself? What are you up to? And then I don't know if you've seen the front, because you guys have things a little different over there, but you probably have stuff like this or the same. So I thought it'd be cool to redo the grill, I would paint it, do some body work. Either some big like street wheels on it. These are kind of cool for like a throwback, but I thought we could really like take this thing up a notch, if kind of like what we did to the little scooter. I don't think it'd be too bad, but I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, definitely thinking about doing the little van project, like make it a little camper / mobile office for me. It's cool because I can actually stand up in here. But yeah, I think this thing is actually pretty rad. I'm gonna put you, let's see if this works. You know, always easier to do everything while you're smoking a stogie. But people pay good money for conversions. I know. And that's kind of what I was thinking. I was like, man, this probably, I don't know how much they pay, but if this thing is worth $2 to $3 grand as it sits, maybe more. It might be worth more just because the market. That was kind of my thought. Do you have any idea what they go for? Because I don't. And how is your channel? What have you been up to on your channel? I haven't seen any new videos, but I truthfully haven't looked in a hot minute. I'm doing all right too, brother. I'm going through the mill at the moment. Paperwork, okay, for the new place. As you were working on that, my buddy is trying to figure out, he's encouraging me on my land to actually zone it as a campground rather than like little tiny homes. So careful, this thing will fall over on me. I put YouTube on hold. Okay. I kind of thought that you can start out with a campground. I kind of thought that. I might be able to do both at the same time. Roach, man, you need an impact driver. I know. I have one. I have all that stuff out at my property. The problem is, like, I have a trailer over here that's full of stuff, and then all of my storage. I have a 2-bedroom, no garage. My truck, I'll show you my truck. Probably, I could probably organize it and probably fix it, but maybe when I get in a place where I have, as I, hopefully the phone doesn't fall over here. Just ashed on my shirt. Recoup some money and building one tiny house at a time. That's what I was saying, but he's like, why don't you scale it? Do you ever watch Alex Hermosi? He's like, he basically made the point that it's much easier to do something 80 times rather than just one singular time, although it's easier to wrap my mind around doing like one complete build. Yeah, Roach, I am making do with what I have. It kind of sucks because it slows me down, but it's like I'd rather just get it done than, I mean, if I drive 45 minutes or an hour and a half out of the way, then that's a problem. Sorry. I gave one of my buddies my phone number, and his son was texting me and sending me kissy faces. He's like, that was my son, to be clear. Dream in progress. He said, build a retreat for people who need time away from the city. Honestly, I did. We need housing for homeless, and I thought about, because I have abandoned trailers. Believe it or not, this is not one of those projects, but scaling also means more overhead maintenance. So he's actually a property manager, so he has a vested interest in this. But I told him, I was like, if he manages it, then it would totally be his opportunity to make money with it. And I was like, if you can do that, then I'll go through and deal with the building department. I have no problem doing that. But yeah, definitely higher risk. This is a buddy that I owned a bunch of houses with before, so I know as long as he has his systems in place, then we'll be able to scale properly. So that's the goal. But yeah, yeah, I thought it was funny too. And this buddy's pretty reserved, so he's like, I definitely don't want to be flirting with this dude. But I was like, I messed around with him because his son sent me that, and I sent him a kissy face. But did it go out? Might not be a bad thing. But yeah, exactly. So if he could manage them, because I mean, let's face it, you're gonna have different tenants for basically like a mobile home park than you are for like a single family dwelling. I don't know how they do it there, but here you can have multiple. I can have up to 2 residences on that property specifically. You'd rather rent recreational. Yeah, I think you would actually have a lot better. Well, you'd have a better, you have a higher quality tenant base, I think, but you would also have a, you'd have more seasonal highs and lows in your income, I think. But yeah, you would have